Welcome everyone, Adam the fisherman in the fridge. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. It's the Daily Woo. A little throwback for you. Today's subject matter is going to be slightly on the macabre side, but fret not, there is history to be learned, urban legends to confirm or maybe even debunk, and it's a nice little throwback to a vlog I did back in the Daily Woo 1601. Because on that very day I was in New Orleans, Louisiana, a little community called Slidell, down a long and lonesome road, looking for the final moments where Jayne Mansfield, who in the 1950s and 60s in Hollywood rivaled even Marilyn Monroe for the biggest and most popular sex symbol, that's where she perished, right along that stretch of road. Basically out here in the middle of nowhere, Louisiana, you can see hardly anyone is driving down this road at the moment. I found the memorial, and now I'm gonna find the car that was on that spot that is now located here in Los Angeles. It was just recently acquired by the dearly departed Tours and Museum, and I can now see it with my own eyes. And on a side note, they are selling off their hearse that has been used multiple times over the years to do all the departed tours. They have moved into this new building, and to help fund the expansion and the storage of Jayne Mansfield's car, they moved off Sunset and they're now on Santa Monica Boulevard. I wonder if the asking price includes this guy. Don't look in his eyes. It's very hip. Don't look in his eyes. There it is. I am now inside the museum. That's the car. The three adults in the front seat, including Jayne, all died on contact. The children in the back survived. Wow, it's quite a wreck. It hit the front of a truck, and since then, 18-wheelers are required to have the bar that comes down because the front of the hood and the engine went up underneath the back of the truck. And now that bar is referred to on a truck as the Mansfield bar. An interesting story, my dad was a truck driver for a long time, and when I went to the spot in Louisiana, I called him and told him about it, and he did not realize the two were connected. Pretty interesting how society adopts a term that is based on something factual like this. This is incredible. A very sad moment. That's the actual car. Wow. It is an unusual feeling to know that I have stood in that spot. You see the truck in front of the car, and here's some of the newspaper articles. They also have the gates to Jayne's mansion. There's a cardboard cutout of her there. But this is the actual wrought iron gates. And there's a photo here of her walking out of it. So very cool stuff. Very cool stuff in here. Oh yeah. So splashes of blood still there.
And that is her dog. There were 4 chihuahuas in the car with her. Two of the people in front might have lived.
So nobody was wearing their seatbelts.
Right. And you could see how Jayne was sitting here, and it sheared. This is the corner of the truck right here.
Wow. That is incredible. And the children in the back all survived.
3 kids.
So
I went to
3 in the front adults, 3 in the back kids.
And boom, right there.
Can't even imagine.
No, and you know what? The guy that was driving the truck felt the impact, and he got out of the car, and by the time he stopped, the car was about 20 yards behind him, and all I heard was the kids screaming. and he had to get Jayne out of the car.
She would have been sitting right where this bouquet of purple flowers are, and the guy in the middle, his head hit right there. You can see where it cracked, and then the driver. Wow, if you look at those photos, which I'm not going to show the photos in my vlog because they're pretty graphic, but his head was pretty much embedded right there.
The headlights are still on.
Not just the topic at hand, but there is also a wide variety of other artifacts of the a little bit more slightly disturbing in nature. Whoa. Speaking of disturbing, that guy just shouted out from his car. Normally, they do not allow filming inside. I talked to Scott Michaels, the owner, and he showed me around. He let me go up close to the car and get some close-up shots. I didn't show the other things inside out of respect for the no filming, but he did allow me to take pictures and little video clips of the car, which is what I came here for. So check it out, the Dearly Departed Tour and Museum. And only a few hundred yards away from where I just was is the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, which is another tie-in to the story. Because this is where the rumored decapitated head of Miss Mansfield was laid to rest, supposedly through these gates. Even though she died in Louisiana, her body is buried in Pennsylvania, where she was born. But they say her skull is out here, amongst these grounds. Spoiler alert, however, it is simply not true. 3 weeks ago, give or take a day, marked the 50th anniversary of that tragic event. And the crime photos kind of depicted where some people were inclined to think that her wig was actually her head. And then the legend grew. The myths and the stories completely got blown out of proportion. And some said that they buried the head out here, which in reality, her head was still attached to her body. And I know this because some of the graphic photos I saw back at the museum tell the truth. I will not be inserting them in this video. You could probably look them up if you so choose. But in those photos, there was just a little damage up there, not here. Pretty disturbing, but I saw the evidence myself. Now that being said, the question must be asked, what lies here? Oh, check out the butterfly there. Now this says cenotaph, which has a different meaning than an actual grave. It's a memorial of sorts. There's a photo of Jayne, but no part of her body, as far as I know, is laid to rest here. That's in Pennsylvania. Interesting, right? Why would they put this here? You don't normally see that. It's not something you normally see in a cemetery. A placard or a memorial of someone who, either their urn or their ashes or a casket is not directly around their name. Also, she was born in 1933, not 1938. The story goes, the fan club of Miss Mansfield placed this here, and they got the date incorrect. As you exit the gates, there's a pretty good view of that iconic sign right up there. It's interesting how things that I've done in the past and certain subjects that I've researched and covered, it's like a weird 6 degree of separation to Los Angeles and Hollywood, especially when it comes to TV and movies and starlets and stars. You should have never trusted Hollywood. I'll see you all tomorrow. Vlog over.